Did you know? The Bible prophesied that the Jewish people would be scattered across the entire world and that their land would become desolate for generations. This wasn't a punishment that came without warning. The prophets had sounded the alarm for centuries. God told the people of Israel that if they turned away from him, rejected his covenant, and broke his laws, there would be consequences, not just for individuals, but for the whole nation. In Deuteronomy 28:64, written by Moses over 3,000 years ago, we read, "Then the Lord will scatter you among all nations, from one end of the earth to the other. Among those nations you will find no repose, no resting place for the sole of your foot." This wasn't just poetic language, it was a prophetic warning, and it came true in full detail. First came the Assyrian exile in the 700s BC, then the Babylonian exile in the 500s BC. But the most devastating came in 70 AD, when the Romans destroyed Jerusalem, burned down the Second Temple, and sent the Jewish people into global exile. The scattering, known as the diaspora, would last for almost 2,000 years. Jews fled or were driven into Europe, North Africa, the Middle East, Asia, and later the Americas. They became refugees, merchants, scholars, always keeping their identity, but never having a true homeland. The land of Israel itself became a wasteland, just as the Bible said. In Leviticus 26:32, God declared, "I myself will lay waste the land, so that your enemies who live there will be appalled." And that's exactly what happened. For centuries, Israel remained a barren, neglected region, sparsely populated, politically insignificant, and often overlooked. Even famous writers like Mark Twain described it in the 1800s as a desolate country, a silent, mournful expanse. But the story wasn't over. The prophets didn't just speak of scattering, they also spoke of gathering. And that return would begin when the time was right. The scattering of Israel wasn't random. It was prophesied in detail. And the miracle of their return only makes sense in light of how far they had been sent. History, prophecy, fulfilled. And that's something worth knowing.